What's up, my squabians?
What's up, my squabians? Today it is Squeezy episode 4 with my man Calvin Domingo himself, Steezy A. Smith. Go subscribe to his channel right now. We're doing another collaboration on his channel, but on my channel we are going to talk about the best destination for Jamal Adams. He recently requested a trade to one of 7 teams. He listed 7 specifically. Only one of them didn't make the playoffs last year. That's the Dallas Cowboys. The other 6 teams: the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens, and Kansas City Chiefs. Leave down in the comment section below where you think the best fit for Jamal Adams would be. Let's go to you, Calvin. Where do you think the best fit would be for Jamal Adams?
My team isn't on that list of 7 that you brought up. My team actually resides in the AFC North, and they were quite honestly the most disappointing team in the NFL last season, and I'm talking about the dog pound. The Cleveland Browns, they have it all. They have the need. They have financial capacity. Their time is now, essentially. They've drafted really well these last couple of seasons. They don't need another high-end prospect, and so they're a team that could sacrifice a first-round pick or a third-round pick or a second-round pick, whatever it may take to pry out Jamal Adams from New York. And we look at the financial side of things, right? They have a little over $37 million in cap space, but if you were to release Olivier Vernon, that number rises to $52 million.
That's just unnecessary cap space.
Unnecessary cap space, and this will actually bring me to my point later on, but with over $50 million in cap space, not only are you able to ink Adams to the number that he's looking at, which is potentially around $20 million. I'm not saying they should give him $20 million, but they're able to give him $20 million if they absolutely have to. And I understand that they brought in Carl Joseph, they brought in Andrew Seneo this past offseason, but when you look at Cleveland's biggest need on defense, it's at linebacker. And Jamal Adams is an in-the-box strong safety who can play downhill. He can play a few snaps out linebacker. He had a career-high 6.5 sacks last season as a strong safety, and a guy that can play in the box. He would mesh perfectly with the rest of the guys in the secondary. You have a guy like Grant Delpit who excels in coverage, Greedy Williams, Denzel Ward. Now you add in a guy like Jamal Adams. He could be the enforcer, he could be the tone setter, he could be the hard hitter of that secondary. While he struggles in coverage, he has these guys to back him up in coverage. I think that he fits the need over there in Cleveland. Like I said, they have the finances. The time is now. Baker Mayfield, he's on a rookie scale deal. A lot of these teams that win Super Bowls, you look at the quarterbacks of their teams, most of the time they're on rookie scale deals because this is the best time, this is the best window for teams to capitalize on when it comes to building a franchise, because quarterbacks take up so much of the cap. Once you pay Baker Mayfield, once you pay Myles Garrett, once you have to pay Denzel Ward, I don't really see them being able to win just because of Baker Mayfield, his limitations as a quarterback. And so if you're gonna win, now's the time. And I think that's why they should bring in Jamal Adams. Like I said earlier, they have the draft capital. I would offer a first-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and a seventh-round pick if I'm Cleveland.
So a first, a fourth, and a seventh. We know that they're asking for a first and a third. You're giving them your own offer and they're conforming to your deal. I like the package that you put together. I like the fit in Cleveland for a lot of reasons. I agree that Jamal Adams can play in a lot of different packages. That gives versatility to this defense. And he provides a player that even when you go with a package that's cover heavy in a division like the AFC North where they love to run the football down your throat, Jamal Adams can come down, play in the box, and he can hit people. And that's one of the best things about Jamal Adams. You mentioned he had 6.5 sacks. That was in only 14 games last season. Didn't even play a full season. Got a career high 6.5 sacks from the safety position. That's just incredible. I disagree that it would be the best fit, however, just because what I'm taking out of Jamal Adams' teams that he selected that he wants to be traded to. What I mean by that is you look at the teams that he's said he wants to go to: San Francisco, Seattle, Dallas, Philadelphia, Houston, Kansas City, Baltimore. Not only are all of these teams winning organizations, Dallas was the only team that missed the playoffs last year, so obviously he wants to play for a winner. He wants to go to a team that he can be with for a while, in my opinion. Also, notice what teams were left off this list: Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Green Bay. These are teams with veteran quarterbacks that are excellent quarterbacks. These could be winning franchises down the very near future, but why did he leave them off the list? Because he wants to marry a franchise. He wants to find new love with New York. It's not ending on the best of terms for him. There have been reports and rumors about trades throughout the past, but he's done his best to try and keep face, not only save face for himself, but for the organization as well. He requested a trade. He keeps it respectful, gives him 7 options. He didn't have to give him 7. He gave him 7. That's a lot more teams to choose from, meaning he really wants to see this happen. He wants to meet a new girl and he wants to fall in love. He wants to find a young quarterback on one of these new franchises that he can be the quarterback quarterback of the defense for at the strong safety position. He wants to play for a winner, he wants to fall in love, and he wants to be with a team that he can be with for a long time. With Baker Mayfield, we don't know if he's going to be the quarterback long term for Cleveland. We like to think so, and we like to blame it on the coaching situation. If Baker Mayfield fails with his 4th head coach now of his career, things aren't going to be looking good for Baker, and the common denominator will end up being Mayfield. The number 1 fit that I have will be on his list, and it's a team with not only a great young quarterback, with a great head coach as well, with defensive hunger, and with an ability and a reputation to go after the big trade and to make the big deal, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. They have $24 million in cap space right now. If they were to trade for Jamal Adams after losing Malcolm Jenkins this offseason, you don't have to give up a Jalen Mills to do so. Jalen Mills has signed a $4 million contract. That's how much the cap hit is going to be for Philadelphia this year. He's played a backup role over the past couple of years, hasn't played full season either the past 2 seasons. 17 games cumulative over the past 2 years and 1 pick in that time. Not the biggest impact for this defense. He allows versatility within the defense. You lost Malcolm Jenkins. You bring in Jamal Adams. The trade that I offer for Jamal, I offer this as a team in Philadelphia that plans to be a better team down the road than they even have been in the past, except for when they won the Super Bowl, of course. But in the very near future, they're planning to make it further in the playoffs, especially adding a Jamal Adams to this defense. They could find themselves around the 30th pick, 31st, 32nd pick potentially in the NFL draft. That's where they want to find themselves. So I would offer 2 second-round picks, a 4th-round pick, and a 7th. And the reason I do so, I don't want to give up that 1st-round pick. That's a lot to ask for. Jamal Adams, while he did have 6.5 sacks last year, he has 1 pick over the past 2 seasons. He has 2 picks in his career. He's not a turnover machine. He's an in-the-box safety. I compare Philadelphia all the time to Seattle in terms of how they play their scheme. They love to get the football. Jamal Adams is not necessarily a turnover safety. They could pay him anywhere in the ballpark, $13, $14 million. I wouldn't reset the market with this guy simply because of the fact that he doesn't get his hands on the football like guys that reset the market should. Kevin Byard is one of the top 2 highest paid safeties in the NFL. He had 5 picks last year. Eddie Jackson is the highest at $14.6 million per year. So I look at a Jamal Adams. I don't want to reset the market with him. If I have to in Philadelphia, I have the room to potentially for a long-term contract. He's still signed for 2 more years. Down the road, we could sign him for more now, like they did with Carson Wentz, where you're paying early. Therefore, when the price is raised and the cap is inflated, it doesn't seem like as bad of a payment. So I could see Philadelphia going after a guy like Jamal Adams, making the deal work. 2 seconds, a 4th, and a 7th is the package. Bring them in alongside Jalen Mills, who they have at safety, Rodney McLeod. They're going to have a really good secondary this year with Darius Slay as well, especially if they bring in Jamal Adams. I love it for Philadelphia fixing one of their weaknesses. As always, like, comment, and subscribe in this video. Let me know in the comment section below where your best fit for Jamal Adams is. Thank you, Calvin, for being on the show. Squeeze the episode, folks. As always, go Hawks.